So today I'm going to show you guys how to make taquitos dorados made out of chicken though this time. And we're going to have a broth with it with a little bit of potatoes. But I wanted to show you guys how cheap this was. $4.64. I did get the bone in because it was more budget friendly. But it does give a lot more flavor too since we're going to use the broth. But I also wanted to show you guys, I have an onion and then garlic. I wanted to show you the price. So the price for yellow onions, $1.65. I did get 2 of them. But in each bag, they come with about 6 onions. So very cheap. So again, look how big these are, you guys. And we want the bone in because then we want to use the broth. And then we'll just clean it up a little bit and then I'll show you the next steps. So I wanted to show you guys, I put the chicken in already. That's why it looks a little cloudy because it's starting to cook. But I also have half of an onion that I'm going to put in here as well. Some of the skin is still on there. That's okay because the nutrients will seep into the broth, which is what we're going to use. So go ahead and leave that in there. And then we also have some garlic cloves that we want to use. So throw some in there as well. The next thing is we're going to add a little bit of salt. And then we're going to let this cook until we see that it is done. I forgot to tell you guys, if you guys have any bay leaves, I have this jar, this container where I put them at. But if you guys have any, go ahead and put a couple in there as well. I just like it again for flavor. In the meantime, I want to show you guys, again, I had some potatoes from last week and the bag was about $3 and I think 59 cents. I was trying to find the receipt, but I couldn't find it. Anyways, you can peel your potatoes. I am very weird. I just peel some of it just because I don't like all of the skin on it, but I keep some of it. I feel like there's some nutrients in it at least. But again, do what you guys need to do. Again, we're not letting these go to waste, so we're going to use them up. So go ahead and chop them up into little squares. So I don't know about you guys, but I just cut them like this. If there's an easier way, let me know, you guys, just because sometimes it's a pain to cut them. I do have those little choppers, but I don't really care to use those. So again, cut them up as big as you guys want. Again, because we're going to use this in our broth, we're trying to cut them as small as we can. So I feel like potatoes go a long ways. So that's why we're using this. And again, I'll have the cost of everything at the end. But let me know if these are the type of meals that you guys like, or if you guys are looking for other things. Again, so we're going to put the potatoes away. Oh no, I did cut that. I just wanted to say I am so sorry that I am sniffling throughout the whole video. And again, if you guys have more and you want to use more, go ahead. I like to rinse out my board just because of the starch. But again, we have this extra onion and we're going to dice it up, which we're going to be able to use, and we dish it up. So I learned this from a friend. She is amazing. Shout out to Karina. But do you guys see the lines that are right here? If you guys want to dice up any onion or even in little strips, follow the lines, you guys, right there. It is so easy. So I'll show you guys how I dice it up. So again, just make lines, follow those lines. You don't have to do all the lines, just depending how big you want the onion. So let me see if I can pick this up. So this is the end of it, but you can kind of see the lines right here. So afterwards, you're gonna turn it, and then you're just gonna dice it up. And then this, since the chicken is still cooking, we're gonna throw this into the chicken. So again, as you guys can see, look how that's all diced up. And I'll show you guys a little bit, like a closer look. So when it gets cut, I don't know, you're just following the anatomy, I guess, of the onion. And then you can see the little lines, and that's where it divides. I don't know, maybe you guys already knew that. But double check it. Just a little bit more. But by this point, we're going to add the tomatoes that we're going to add to the broth. So again, I have some washed tomatoes. Go ahead and let these cook in the broth, but we're going to take those out. And again, remember, if you guys don't have some of those dried chilies, it's okay. So today we're going to use chipotles, but the peppers in adobo sauce. So not the sauce, I mean, you guys can. So again, I just use La Costeña, but you guys can use whichever brand is cheaper for you guys. But again, we're gonna make a little bit of a sauce to add to the broth in a little bit. So next, what we're gonna do is make the sauce that we're going to put in the broth. So again, I opened up a can of chipotle sauce, or chipotle peppers and sauce. The onions and garlic that we had cooking in the broth, we're gonna use that as well. So again, the tomatoes that you threw in a little bit earlier, the onions, and we're gonna do the garlic as well. So go ahead and put that in the blender. And just to show you guys, the skin starts breaking a little bit once it's ready. So as you can tell, so I forgot to tell you guys, go ahead and put some of the broth as well in here. That way we can easily blend it. I did throw in the bay leaf, which is okay. So adding the chipotle peppers just depends on how spicy you want it. I usually add 2 to 3 of them. So this is how big they are. And we'll start off with 2. Just to see. And then I like to throw in some of the sauce and some of the onions that are in there. And then, of course, go ahead and add some of your chicken bouillon. And then you're ready to blend. At this point, I forgot to mention, go ahead and take out your chicken. Now to the broth that's still cooking, we're going to throw in those potatoes. And then let them cook in there. But that sauce we just blended, go ahead and throw that back in there. So over here, we're just going to shred the chicken and go ahead and take off the fat, everything you don't want to use up. So we're just gonna use the chicken breast. Ooh. And then I like to use 2 forks because I feel like it helps me out a lot more. So go ahead and do what you guys want. So in the meantime, we're gonna get our cast iron. And we're gonna get a little bit of oil. Well, you need quite a bit of oil. I start off with that much. And then we're gonna let that start heating up a little bit. So here we have our chicken. And then we're gonna start rolling up the flautas or taquitos dorados, whatever you guys wanna call them. And you fill them up as much as you want. And as I'm going, I'm throwing them in. And make sure that the rolled part, the opening, is down. So you want to make sure you are able to, I'll show you guys. This part right here, make sure it goes down. It kind of seals it. Some people like to make the taquitos or flautas first and then put them in, but I just do it as I go. But just keep an eye on this. And then also, you guys, make sure you turn down your broth. I put it at a low setting because it's just the little potatoes that are cooking now. So some of them are getting done. Make sure you take out all the excess oil. And they just need to be a little golden brown, like you see here. And then go ahead and keep putting the rest of them in. And these should be done. And then I like to keep them in order from when I put them on. So that's just what helps me. I put them from here to that way. Or at least I try. And as that's cooking, you guys, I have 16. I thought I grabbed 15, half the packet, because we like to make extra for Alex's lunch. But look how much chicken there's still left. These could be this could easily be used for tostadas or something else at a different time. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, it's a lot of food for a little bit of money. So the potatoes should be done. Just going to scoop some up. And now we can plate them. So just put your taquitos there. And again, use what you have at home. I had a little bit of lettuce. Again, that onion that we cut up earlier. I have some radishes. And then a little bit of sour cream. And there you guys go. Your delicious taquitos. Now you guys, I know this is a lot of steps, but for the total, it comes out to be about $8.81 for this meal. You cannot beat that. So again, thank you guys so much for joining me today, and subscribe if you haven't done so. But thank you so much for your support, and we'll see you in the next video.